Morning, everyone. Well, here we are on Tuesday, and we continue through the book of Genesis, and we pick up from where we were yesterday, verses 20 to the end of chapter 1 of the first book of Genesis, and it sneaks into chapter 2 as well. In this, we see God continue to create, and on the sixth day, he created man, and when he looked back at everything he created, he said, it was very good. And then God rested on the seventh day. And we're told, though, in that God created man in the image of God. He created male and female in the image of God. Now, to understand that, the word image doesn't necessarily mean that we were made to look like God. But the word image comes from the same source as the word imagination. In other words, God created us the way that he perceived us to be, or as he wanted us to be. Now, the process of creation, I'm going to get into the whole issue in terms of how the world actually did come about, because it does talk about 7 days, and we know that there are flaws in that argument, not least of which days are actually made up of 24-hour spells, and it was a sun and moon, according to the book of Genesis. Sun and moon were only created, I think, on the fourth day. So how did they actually measure days? Well, so remember, 7 is a symbolic number. And what it is basically saying is that God created in a perfect way over a perfect period of time. So it's not necessarily meant to be 7 actual 24-hour periods. But God's plan was to create male and female differently. And that is that they could continue the process of creation. In fact, procreation. They would continue to create society by continuing with the regeneration of the human race. So it's within God's plan that man and woman should be different and that they should be united, which is quite an interesting idea. But then God empowered them to continue the human race, not just said, okay, I'll make them different, but actually empowered them and gave them a responsibility. That in fact, if human beings were to stop procreating, we'd die out after one generation. And it's God's will that man and woman should be different, but together. So with that difficult thought, I suppose, but wonderful thought. Let's have a beautiful day, and you keep safe. We'll see you again. God bless. Bye-bye.